here with another exciting video. Sorry that the last stream ended prematurely. I just had to get a quick inspection done on my apartment. Someone will be back later real quick to do something, but I don't know how soon that will be, so we could have another quick interruption. But for now, this is your friend, your boy JetBlack, and I'm just doing a quick Hangout stream. If you guys want to help support the channel, feel free to hit up the Cash App inside the title of the video, and if you guys want to talk with me, you can talk in the live chat, but I'll also be in the voice chat on Discord. Right now we don't have anybody currently watching, but that's okay. More people will probably join as the video continues. I'm just going to post the inspection is over. We might have another interruption later. Let's see, and I am streaming. Okay, cool. So I posted that in the Discord, and we should be Gucci. So for this Hangout stream, I'm going to be playing arcade mode of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So that's going to be neat. Baby Pluto said, hi Nick. Yo, Pluto, welcome. It's good to have you, my dude. Pluto is currently talking not in the voice chat, but just like in the normal chat on the Discord. I'm going to be like, I am talking live on stream and in the VC, just to let him know that like he can hop into the voice chat whenever. Let's see. I've started experimenting with Zeta, but the character that I've already like played through arcade mode with is Charlotta. I'm gonna keep experimenting with Zeta to get like a better feel for her. And then I think it's interesting that for their arcade mode, you can pick whoever you want to fight as like your first opponent. But I'm gonna be trying to play all of arcade mode and nightmare difficulty. Pluto's like they're at school, so I guess Pluto's not gonna be able to jump in the VC. That's totally understandable. If you're at school, don't jump into Discord voice chats. It probably won't go super well. But yeah, let's hop in and see if I can do a full nightmare difficulty run. Let me know, by the way, on stream if I'm too quiet. And let me know also on stream if the game is too loud. I can adjust the volume settings for everything accordingly. I can't really do too much about my voice, I guess. Except like sit closer, but I can at the very least change the audio for the game. And I like little character interactions and everything, but I do want to jump right to it. Again, I know that at a certain point that someone coming in to help this maintenance. Zeta's spear poke move is really good. It's her like forward special, and I think it's the main way that you're supposed to play her. The spear poke is very similar to Chun-Li's like rapid kick attack that she does in Street Fighter. If you're familiar with like Street Fighter games, but this is the hardest difficulty level in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I got some noise. But it's good to use your medium attack to kind of poke your enemy and keep them off you, so that you can keep using the forward special. At least that's the strategy that I've learned for dealing with Charlotta. As you'll see over the course of this run, there's definitely going to be fights where I can't just do the poke thing the whole time. And like I said, I'm sticking with Nightmare difficulty. Nightmare difficulty is the highest difficulty level in this game. But my goal for this stream is to just play through all of arcade mode and Nightmare difficulty. And I guess, my other goal is to try and do that before anybody shows up. So I guess I'm going to try to speed run it. So that's my goal, speed run it up. This character is interesting. They seem to be able to control other characters on the roster. Because you never fight that little girl. That little girl seems to be able to control other people. Oh, goodness. His movement and abilities kind of remind me of Black Panther from Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Let me see if I can shoot him. Okay, I got him. Okay, you can poke him when he does the wall jump thing. So it's not like he's invulnerable as he like rushes you down by jumping off of the sidewall. I think characters that jump off of walls in fighting games are always really interesting because they are jumping off of a wall that doesn't really exist. My character is like I wouldn't say rush now, but I have a lot of goodness. Am I gonna die from this? This is really impressive. No, it's not nothing. Oh my gosh, he was jumping. But I still got him. That one was close for both rounds, especially after he supered in round 2. But we still got him. Not bad, not bad.
You must have unleashed like what, 300?
I'm gonna stick to Nightmare difficulty. Again, my goal is to finish all of Nightmare difficulty arcade mode. I don't know how well I'm gonna do against the final boss. It took me a while with Charlotta to figure out what to do.
Versus Cagliostro.
And of course, I can't use Charlotta strats with Zeta once I get to the final boss, but it'll be interesting. Again, this is a full Nightmare difficulty arcade run. You can talk to me on my Discord, Discord link in the title of the video. When I'm talking to voice chat. Also, I am reading live chat messages if they're properly updated for that. PlayStation 4 can be a little weird about that.
The world's most adorable alchemist,
So, she's an alchemist. I was trying to figure out who this, like, girl character is that I'm fighting against the spellbook. I originally thought that's who my character was, because I fought her in arcade games, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind playing her. But I picked the wrong person. All I remember is being a blonde and wears red. The trap stuff is probably going to be a little annoying. She also is essentially trying to fight me. And I'm trying to find it as similar to her. Oh goodness! She did like a super where she teleported into the super. That's kind of neat. Oh. Oh, she's gonna run under. Yeah. Got me. Okay, so that's our first lost round of the like arcade run. But that's okay. All the rounds are best of. It's weird to say best of 3, but that's not true. It's more like it's first to 2 wins. So we just can't lose it. Ooh, she can drop a rock. While she's in the air like this. Again, this is a full Nightmare difficulty run of arcade mode. Nightmare difficulty being like the hardest difficulty level in the game. Zeta is very cheesy with like the spear pokes or whatever, but you got to do it right. If you don't understand the mechanics of how the spear poke thing works, I will say with Zeta, I don't think as much about doing like lows and high attacks for her. I just kind of poke mid a lot, and it's like enough aggressive pressure where you don't have to think about mix up. What? She pulled off that super. Oh yes, that was cool. Getting him with the overhead and jumping on him with the pokey spear thing. I don't know if that's called The pogo stick of death, I guess.
Not bad, not bad.
But that almost got close for no reason. She had no business doing a I'm on my last pixel of health super move. That definitely made it hype though. Again, this is a full nightmare difficulty run. If you guys want to talk with me during the stream, feel free to jump onto my Discord. Invite link is in the title of the video. Also, feel free to support me on my Cash App. Cash App also in the title of the video. You don't have to for either of those things, but feel free.
So my opponent works for the society. A fine matchup indeed.
See, I don't know about all their different like organizations in the Grand Blue world. I think he said I was from the society or whatever.
Guess it's
I don't know
only
what
fair
that
we
means.
take each other seriously. You asked for it.
They look like they're dressed similarly. Are they from the same thing?
Take that.
You got fire. My boy reminds me of an Infernobleman, if you're familiar with like Yu-Gi-Oh archetypes. Ooh, I know I have a good Yu-Gi-Oh campus. Pluto was talking about Yu-Gi-Oh in the Discord chat. He shared a link, not a link, an image to like a deck profile.
Heal yourself.
Ooh, he whiffed. Is this gonna hit? Yep.
Great
Oh crap, what is it? It looked almost like he did what Videl can do in Jungle Fighter. Oh wow, that was very close. We essentially both look like we have like no health.
Player 1, lose.
So we lost the first round. We just can't lose another round. That's interesting, he has like a charge attack. Not an attack, but like a charge. Eric R said, what about live playing a tabletop RPG? So I've done that in the past. I used to play Dungeons & Dragons with a group of friends. You can watch some of those old streams. I don't really play TTRPGs for real anymore. AI Dungeon 2, I think, like, outmoded stuff like that. I could, in the future, do, like, an AI Dungeon recorded thing. Like, not like a stream, but like a pre-recorded game of AI Dungeon 2. I used to do a lot of that as well. So if you're into tabletop RPG-style games, feel free to check out all the old D&D streams. Literally whatever is another tabletop game that I've like played and recorded in the past. So feel free to check out the whole literally whatever stream. I'm talking too much. I mean combo to that. But check out literally whatever. Check out Jank Heroes. That's a game that I made that I used to record as my own games. And check out AI Dungeon. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that again. Got me. That last round, I was not doing
Now do you understand? Spear of our
but that's okay. We're able to do rematches with little penalty. I think you don't get to rack up like a big score if you do a rematch. It's like you get all the points for your previous rounds, but as I go forward, I'll have just a fresh thing. Eric R said, we'll check those out. Thanks. Yeah, no problem.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Let's see if we can do better this time. Maybe I should start with my medium poke when in neutral, rather than trying to do the big poke in neutral.
Down.
Yeah, that was nice. That was very nice. I didn't get like a perfect per se, but he didn't get a lot of damage on me.
Player 1.
But yeah, this is a highest difficulty, like nightmare level difficulty run arcade mode. Based on what I've seen, it's like the chun of Grand Blue. And I'm only saying that because her spear spam is very similar to like Chun-Li's legs. Oh, his fire sword has like a startup. Like when he streaks his sword against the ground, that does not mean that he's like dead. It means he's about to. So you can poke him out of it. And poking characters out of their startup is what Zeta's all about.
At least you had have your pride.
Wow, I didn't realize how fast that was. Like, we ran through him the second time around.
Mine burns hotter than yours.
Okay, next up, the next battle in Nightmare Difficulty Arcade Run. And I'm trying to do this fairly quickly. I know that someone from the maintenance team from Apartment Complex is going to come in later. So I'm probably going to stop the stream when they come in. But hopefully I'll just be done with the Nightmare Run by then. And then I'll do another stream after they come in and fix all that up. Let's go. I don't know this guy. I don't know if I fought him in my previous arcade run. He looks interesting.
They think I'm just an old fart. That don't mean I can't still show you a thing or two.
He has a very deep voice. And he said training starts today. Is he supposed to be like the old man master type?
Can't say education's really my thing.
Okay. So the way they're playing this up is like it's gonna be like a training battle. So I'm gonna start with the medium poke and neutral. He does have like a sidestep thing like the devil, where he can just like hack into it. Yeah, I do think the medium poke is a really good visual tool. It essentially is gonna poke your opponent out of whatever they're doing. You can medium combo into her forward special, which I think makes her forward special even better. That just wasn't perfect. Nightmare difficulty perfect. Let's see if we can get any more perfects in. But it is very impressive.
Battle 2.
You can get very interesting matches. I should have went into her forward special post the lift neutral. It would have kept me like semi-safe. That's interesting. He was gonna do something. He looks like he might be a grappler based on how that animation startup was. I need to make sure he doesn't have hair. Dang it. I knew it. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna miss. Listen, he only has like a chip at home. Awesome. So far, so good. So far, so good.
Man, I thought your punches were gonna break our vest. What's up with that energy? There's no way you're 70.
Continuing with the Nightmare arcade run. Like I said, this is like the highest difficulty for the arcade. My plan is to run through it really quickly before the maintenance guy comes back. If anyone wants to chat with me during the run, feel free to do so in the Discord voice chat. Also, if you would like to support the channel, feel free to either hit that super thanks button or to donate to the Cash App. Cash App in the title of the video. We're going to keep it going. We're not done with the Nightmare arcade run yet. So yeah.
Shall I talk to Sierra? Maybe I could put in a good word for you.
I didn't listen to what he said. Maybe what she'll say will give me context.
I'm not really the vendor type, but how about we step up the stakes? Winner Shopsy who's...
Believe in victory.
Oh, she had more to say. I thought she was done when she said stuff. Ooh. Medium poke did not work out. Oh, is he like a parry guy? I might be in danger if he can just like parry my focus. Okay, when his staff is going to do like that, yeah, he can parry. Charlotta, the other character I play as, also has a parry. Her parry's a little more aggressive. Because what he's doing is the kind of parry where you sit there,
I'm learning much from you.
Excuse me, and take a hit,
Player 1.
and then it reacts. The parry that Charlotta does is like a shield charge, where she like races toward her opponent. I will say the punishment of his parry isn't really that bad. Like, I don't think he's gonna win by just a lot of parries.
It's time to unleash true power.
Yeah, that definitely hurts. Will this hit or is it 2 diagonal? It's 2 diagonal. Yeah, he definitely won that. I shouldn't have gone for the super. It was very unnecessary. Or if I was going to go for the super, I shouldn't have gone for it with the intention to hit. It could have been like an escape the corner tool. Albeit that's kind of lame too.
Engage.
I don't know how many fights are in Nightmare. Like I've played Nightmare difficulty before. I thought I had hit him with my low attack. I might have been wrong on that.
You face all Eternal Spear Master. Prepare yourself.
I don't know how well you guys can hear the game versus me. But when I said I did, I blocked. He had said, prepare yourself.
I'm learning much
Also,
from you.
gosh, I just got tore up from
Battle
the floor.
2. Engage.
Let's see if I can hit him up. Reese's Puff, Reese's Puff. Ooh. That's a lot. How would I know if I was at the last fight? Because I kind of assumed this game had like a set, I'm the final boss character. But I could be totally wrong. This guy could be like the final boss for this arcade mode as far as I know. It says arcade mode 6.
Certainly learns a lot.
So what does that mean? I don't remember how many like total ones there are, but this could be the final dude. Yo, Young Crusher, aka Rapid. What are the streams gonna have you? How's your day? Do you have any questions for the board? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Right now I'm playing Nightmare difficulty and Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Jahid said, hey yo, Nick, good morning, welcome to the stream. Gonna have you. How's your day? Do you have any questions for the board? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Right now I'm playing Nightmare difficulty and Grand Blue. Hit him, please hit him. Yo, yes. And Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I'm trying to do
Eternal Spear Master. Prepare yourself.
Oh!
Down.
Yes! Hey! Okay, that was very close. That was like, I was essentially dead, but I didn't die. Rap King said, how's life been for you? I did a video recently that's called like Last Month Sucked, but things are better now. Last month was terrible, but things are better. Essentially what happened is my job from before was working on a contract that hadn't received additional funding that was expected. And without that additional funding, my job like took hold, right? So my job gave me a layoff notice, so I had to like go and find a new job, which I found a new job now, but my start date got pushed back because we're waiting on like paperwork. So essentially until that like paperwork stuff is finished, and I've already done like all my paperwork, I won't be able to start my job, so I just have like a ton of free time compared to what I had before, which is why you guys are seeing like streams again, because I just like have the time to actually stream like during the day when I would normally be working. I also caught COVID last month, which sucks, so I was like super off the table to really do anything for like a while, so that was really bad. Also, for my apartment complex, they were working on like the water, and for a while my apartment was kind of weird. Like I'm in like a middle state where they're almost done with everything, but they're not done with everything yet. But we're at like the final steps of that now, so soon that'll go back to normal. So, long story short, last month sucked, but things are better. Also, dang. I gotta try and fight this guy again. I'm fighting on the hardest difficulty level through arcade mode. Rap King said, I have a question for about college. When should I fill out for financial aid?
Certainly learns a lot.
Oh, okay. Financial aid. That's a good question. if you need financial aid, I think you go for that before the school year starts. If I remember correctly. Because keep in mind, I was in college years ago now, which is crazy to think about. I started like streaming when I was in college. But I think you try and get financial aid stuff before, and you can also during. Like if you're like in college, you can still like apply for stuff. I'm talking too much. I'm getting knocked out of my groove, but that's okay. We'll rematch as many times as we need. I'll be like flash. Super. Yeah, that's super dead. But what I would recommend is go for like financial aid, apply for scholarships even while you're in college, and if you're lucky, you can get a scholarship that'll help cover the like cost of your financial aid. Because when you get student loans, you have to pay back. But if your scholarship gives you a stipend that you're allowed to use however you want, you can use your scholarship stipend to then pay off like your student loan debt, and that's what I did. So I like graduated with like no debt. Essentially, the scholarship ends up being like a retroactive pay to pay for like all your college. Goodness, I'm almost. I'm trying to super too. Oh crap! I ended up just doing a special instead of actually doing the super. Oh gosh, he was just in a safe range, and I kept whipping, thinking that I would like hit him. Dang it. He swept me. Jahid asked, what's your favorite Assassin's Creed game? I haven't played a lot of Assassin's Creed games. I liked 3, I think? Brotherhood? Is it 3 or Brotherhood? It was probably Brotherhood. That's probably my favorite one that I've played so far. Yo, Dozer, woman of the stream is good to have you. Dozer said you could try getting parents to help. Oh, it's no big thing. So, even though I'm waiting for my job to start, I do not spend a lot of money, like at all. So, I save a ton of money, like at my previous job. Like, I'm fine just waiting for my next job to start. Like, I'm not hurting. Rap King said, can I apply for college before I get financial aid? Yeah, I think that's what I did. I think I applied for colleges before I tried to get financial aid for college.
I'm learning much
Though,
from you.
I don't know, maybe that's not the best way to go about it. I don't know. Dozer said you need to. Don't get financial aid if you aren't sure where you're going. That's fair. Dozer's out here with the real tips. He already knows. He's so small. I think what's getting me is that those like medium pokes are normally really good and neutral, but they're not for him. He's like too tiny. I have to be like closer. Yeah, for like the pokes to actually hit. So when I get him in a corner, which normally would be perfect for the medium pokes, he's actually safe. And I keep like whiffing on him in the corner, thinking that it's like gonna hit and it's just not gonna hit. Yeah, it's not even just in the corner. Yes, the sweet kid. I just need to win one more. Rap King said, I'm just really excited about college. I think it's going to be better than high school. I preferred college over high school. That being said, I didn't dislike high school. I thought high school was awesome. But I would say that college is definitely better. You get a lot of freedom. I mean, are you gonna plan on like housing, like doing like dorm stuff? Being at the dorms was one of like the best parts of college. Okay. Oh no!
Eternal Spear Master, prepare yourself.
You thought you got it. Yes, I keep getting him with these sweep kicks. He's not ready for them. He was never ready for the sweep kicks. Okay. So did we do it? Did we like beat the Nightmare Arcade? There's another. This is the dude. This is the like final boss guy that I fought when I did this before with a different character. So he is just the final boss of the game. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if I can actually beat him. Rap King said, I live on campus. That's awesome. He said, what's the difference between high school teacher and college professor? I was like friends with like college professors. Like I would go to like the after hours after class and we would talk about class material, but sometimes we would just talk about whatever. It's definitely a more like friendly peer relationship, I think, with like college professors than with like a high school teacher. Not saying you can't be friends with your high school teacher, but I felt like after hours was a good way for me to get like help with the subject if I was like needing help, but also just a place where I could like chill and talk with like a teacher on like a peer-to-peer basis. So I think you're gonna like after hours a lot. Dozer said, I remember back in the day hanging out in Jet's dorm on a Vino at like 3 a.m. Yo! Way back in the day. That is a throwback. Remember Amino? Remember when I said I wasn't going to do Discord and I was going to do Amino? That lasted a little bit. Also, this is going to suck. I got to remember all his stuff. So this dude is like a heavy subject. And the only way I was really able to beat him with Charlotta for real was that Charlotta has like a phantom step that she can do to walk through his like knives and stuff. Oh, him being on the other side of the screen doesn't matter because I have that super. So that's actually a really good tool for dealing with that. Nice. Oh, chip damage. Yep, that's gonna happen a lot. Drafting said, do you think professors get paid more than teachers? I do think that. I feel like that is true. I'm not sure. My girlfriend is a teacher, and she would probably know more about that kind of thing than I would. Professors, I think, also have like a better like tenure system, if I'm not mistaken. Again, it would be better to ask my girlfriend. I'm not like a professional teacher. I don't know what to say. Don't die. Oh, he whipped. Oh, he blocked it all. He is stupid. He thought I was vulnerable, but he was wrong. Let's see, Dozer said, yes, professors get paid more than high school teachers. That's right, Dozer just also knows teachers and stuff. Dozer's been really good for all these questions. I lost both rounds, but I feel confident that I could beat him. Let's see, Rap King said, do colleges have principals? And then Dozer said, yes, the dean. I would say that's a fair comparison.
Believe in victory. Battle.
Principal. You also can have like multiple deans sometimes. If I'm not mistaken, the college I went to was separated into like different schools. So they'd be like the School of Engineering, the School of Art. And I think there were like a bunch of deans, like a dean for each school, but then there was also like the dean of students, like the big kind of thing. So they had like a departmentalized, like administration structure. Keep up. If I can keep you in this corner. Dang it. As soon as I said I was going to keep you in this corner, he got me with his own dive attack. Dive kick. Dozer said the principal is called a dean. Dozer said, Nick, I watched Casino Royale, the James Bond movie. In that movie, they tortured him by whipping his nuts. That's interesting. That reminds me of the movie Kick-Ass. Because in that, don't they like taser his nuts? Like in that first film, when they like have to. Ooh, got me. Also, Dozer, did you ever get the opportunity to meet Black David? I talked to Black David yesterday on the phone. It was either yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday. The day before yesterday. And Black David and I had a full conversation just about like comic books and superhero movies. Like sometimes I talk to people and we like start by just asking about like how's your life doing, you know, like you have like some small talk and then you get into it. We immediately jumped into like superhero stuff, and I feel like it'd be the kind of combo that you would really find. Also, I'm not doing well like at all. I feel like I just started jumping into him for no reason. I'm not gonna let him perfect though. I gotta put some respect on my name.
I can't believe this.
Let's see, Rap King said, the thing I'm worried about I'm not gonna have enough money to finish my college years. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Because with like student loans and stuff, you don't have to pay them back for like a certain period, you get like a grace period. So even if you go the loans route, you can still eventually pay your student loan off stuff later with like money you accrue from like your job, like your career. And then you can always get like scholarships or stuff. Let's see, Dozer said I met Black David one time at a movie preview. Oh, I think I remember that. And then he said, I don't remember what we saw. It wasn't Spider-Man, right? I don't think so. Did we see a Spider-Man movie together, Dozer, or am I tripping? I might be tripping on it. We might not have seen a Spider-Man movie. Rap King said, Nico, are you gonna back live next week? Oh, am I gonna do like a live stream next week? I have no idea. So, I'm waiting for my new job to start. And it's not a thing where it's like, oh, I know the start date, and I'll just be able to, like, you know, playing around with it. It's a situation where my new job, also my screen blacked out on the side, so I had to return it on. It doesn't do me any favors. Let's see. Dozer said we saw Into the Spider-Verse together, but I don't think that's the one Black David did. We saw Into the Spider-Verse? That's cool. I feel like I'm getting old, Dozer. I'm like forgetting stuff. Are you excited for the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse? Also, that seems like the kind of movie where we would see Black David. Black David told me his two favorite characters are Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, and Miles Morales. So I feel like that's the kind of movie where he would like be at, like if we were to all be at the theater at the same time. But then again, he would go to the other superhero movies too. Crap. Ah, chip damage. Let's see. Rap King said, I'm going to major in film production. That's cool. What kinds of films are you interested in? Not only making, but watching, just like casual. Dozer said, I remember because you cried at it. I did think the dad stuff was very hardcore, between like Miles and his father. Beat him up. Ooh. Beat him up. Ooh. Oh. I think we've already talked about this, Dozer. You're not being particularly hyped for like Black Adam. I actually am like fairly excited for Black Adam. Dang. I might be stuck on this guy for a while. So this dude is like the final boss.
Believe in victory.
This is the hardest difficulty level. And I've fought him before and beaten him on this difficulty, but with a different character who had a different moveset that I felt like was good for fighting. So I'm trying to figure out if I can use Zeta's moveset to actually like get the W. I was stuck in the animation for the special. Dozer said, no, I'm excited for Black Adam, I think. I'm excited to see the JSA. Okay, so you are excited for Black Adam. Is Black David not excited? That's probably what it is. Black David's not excited for Black Adam. I knew that I talked to you both about the movie, like, recently, but I couldn't remember whose cape was that they wanted. Black David feels like DC is like currently messed up, like the DC, and he feels like the Flash movie is just gonna like change everything. Yo, Ryan, welcome to the voice chat. It's good to have you, my dude. Ryan's in the voice chat, but he's muted. By the way, I'm on Discord right now. Like, if you guys want to talk in the Discord chat, link to the Discord. There you go, Ryan. I don't know if you guys can hear Ryan, but he's on the voice chat right now. Rap King said, iPod watching superhero movies, but the new MCU movies and TV shows are bad. So I don't think the new MCU TV shows and movies are like all inherently bad. I think they're now more niche. They're like made for specific audiences in mind, where the other ones are more evergreen. I'm a huge fan of twerking in general, regardless of movies. Rathman said, what is more popular, anime or Marvel? Anime? It's like a whole genre. It's like
all anime the last like 100 years or something.
I feel like anime definitely would be like Marvel. Because you're going like a whole medium. Like anime isn't like a genre, it's a medium versus just all Marvel properties and stuff. I feel like a medium's good.
Anime
Believe in victory.
DC plus Astro Boy plus like everything. That's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff. He's tearing me up now. There's also crossover on there. Like there are Marvel animes, so that would like count for both sides, I guess.
I can't believe this.
Dozer said, I am in general not excited for superhero movies. I'm getting burned out. You're getting burned out on superhero movies, Dozer? I don't think I'm burned out yet. I feel like even though we get multiple a year, to me it still doesn't feel like that's enough. I would still rather have more. You're trying to figure out why Dozer's burned out? Yeah. So Ryan wants to know, Dozer, what burned you out on superhero movies? Also, I'm sorry that you guys are watching the same fight over and over. If this is just the final boss on the hardest difficulty, he is just demolishing my enemies. I do not know what to do with this particular character against him. So I'm trying to like come up with a strategy. But he's like a zoner, and I'm like a mid-range fighter. So he's like outranging me a lot. Rap King said, I feel like Spider-Man is more popular than any anime series. Dang, he didn't even say Marvel. Just Spider-Man by himself. That's wild. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that?
Damn it.
I don't know.
Are you watching this?
How would you, like, based on what, right? Like, is it like comic book sales?
Battle
like,
2. Engage.
Movie box office? Like, what kind of metrics determine how much more popular Spider-Man is than any other anime? know, like just anime more popular than Spider-Man in Japan. They have that like Japanese Spider-Man. I'm not fucking Spider-Man.
That's what you get.
Japanese Spider-Man's pretty lit. Dozer said the whole MCU, they keep going with it even though in-game feels like it already ended everything. Everything coming out since feels like... And then he got cut off. I'm sorry, Dozer, the PS4 live chat doesn't show everything. Dozer said, like, if No Way Home hadn't gone all out with the fan fare, I wouldn't have enjoyed it. Interesting. So you feel like the fan service stuff and No Way Home made it good, but you didn't really like the movie outside of the fan service stuff?
The kind of like, it should have ended, or if for me it it's like not what it is for sustainable. But look, it's a thing that I've seen several other people sort of have similar kind of.
Player one.
Can you guys let me know if you can hear Ryan, by the way? Because Ryan's saying good stuff, but I want to know if you guys are able to. Since I'm like so far away from him. I don't really have the chairs in the middle of the floor like I used to, where I could just like sit down. And let's see. Rapking said, I have one more question about college. He said, is college going to work? That's an interesting question. There are people who have found success without college. I've definitely found success, I would say, in large part because of college. It led to a lot of like opportunities, especially for my career. But I don't know. Whether or not college is worth it is definitely a person-by-person basis. I've definitely heard people say that college isn't for everyone, and I've seen people be successful.
College, when government and college policies have been very expensive for the college goer.
Believe in victory.
You know,
Battle one. Engage.
So it's like a cost to for a lot of like dollars. But if we're still using like that, you know, like 2010 for like prices and stuff, you know, maybe, but like this kind of prices. Like the point is to price out a lot of like people and like parents and like workers who don't want to go to college. It's an intention to go to college.
Great.
Can you guys hear Ryan? Because Ryan just again said some interesting stuff. No one's telling me in the chat that they can hear you though. Rapking said, do you think vampires are the strongest supernatural creatures? No.
Player one.
I like basilisks. I wouldn't even say that basilisks are the strongest, but they're really good. Oh. Ryan was like gods. That's a good point. Gods are pretty strong. Are we allowed to pick from like any fiction? Are we allowed to pick like any fictional supernatural thing? Or does it have to be like of ancient myth and legend? Well, cryptids and stuff are far different from like dragons and stuff, you know what I mean?
It depends on what you mean by supernatural.
Also, cryptids aren't always considered supernatural. There are people who are like, Bigfoot's the missing link or whatever. You know, they... Like an evolutionary thing. I'm not putting any credence on Bigfoot, by the way. I'm just saying that people don't consider cryptids to be supernatural all the time.
Believe in victory.
Because we have like humans, right?
Engage.
Early humans, we have the Neanderthals, like other Homo species. This is like from what to what. Because we have humans, and we have the other humans, and then we have like the ancestors, and like common ancestors that go back all the way to all the walking from the ocean. Like, basically where, why?
When it comes to
It
the...
sounds like the geneticists and like the evolutionary biologists, they don't need it. Like, they have the links. Like, I don't.
Battle 2.
Like,
Engage.
it's not needed. You know, like sure you could like have more examples, a better like sort of taxonomical evolution. You know, it's like when you find a dinosaur, you add it to the list of dinosaurs. But like, it's not needed. No dinosaurs exist. Like, there's a lot of evolution for enough information to kind of understand it.
Doing our best.
Oh no! This game is based on whoever does the Super Second. So when he did his Aftermath, I was fucked.
It's the missing link between like humans and horseshoe crabs. Like, where are you putting it in? Like, how far back are you putting it? Like 1 million years, 2 million years? Like,
Believe
common
in victory.
ancestor?
Rap King said, but vampires have a lot of their abilities. They can fly, they can shapeshift, they can read minds. I haven't heard of read minds. I've heard of like vampires that can hypnotize you with their keys and stuff. I haven't heard of these dead ass like telepathic vampires.
There's like a vampire-centric shows setting where we're just giving vampires a bunch of random superpowers. Regular superpowers that are like true vampires. You know?
I mean, that would
Doing our best.
I mean, you can make vampires the strongest if you want to. That reminds me of the Death and Return of Superman video that the creator of Chronicle made, where he talks about a time when he talked to his dad about, like, fiction. And his dad asked him, like, what are the ways that you can kill a vampire? And he named all the, like, basic stuff, like big heart, sunlight, garlic, or whatever. And then his dad snaps at him and says, no, you can kill a vampire with anything, they're not real. Kind of thing. So, you can, I guess, just make up your own vampire. You can do literally anything until it's the best. I'm sure that's a thing. I'd be very surprised if they have never pulled a Kryptonian vampire. So there's a Kryptonian werewolf. I definitely imagine that there's a Kryptonian vampire. If there isn't, then I should think.
Kryptonian vampires has mind powers. Where do you keep them from classic examples? Like Ronald, Smoker, Dracula, like that. He's got some powers that like helps him or something like that. There's like one example version. One of the vampires.
In JoJo's, vampires can have like scans and stuff, which like further extends like what a vampire can do. But that's not innately because of the vampire, I guess. It's just you can stack his powers.
Yeah, and then like you have like like you get like what's that suit? Like Underworld or something?
Oh, have a great day, Rap King. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Where they have like this war between like vampires and werewolves. And like so the werewolves like kind of scale to the vampires a lot. They have their own comparable, abilities, so they can like kind of fight at this, relatively technically vampires.
Enough to be in a still in like a war.
Yeah, like the werewolves in that series aren't like just like getting bodied totally all the time by the vampires. They're fighting back and forth.
That's also consistent with like Twilight or whatever. There's like beef between the vampires and werewolves where one side is just like dominant.
And like Twilight has like two different types of werewolves. They have the American shapeshifter in the wolves. And then they have like the kind of more classic European old man
Player
werewolf
one, lose.
that also get mentioned. They're like, oh, you're not those guys?
Two,
Okay.
engage.
You know? So like they kind of imply or establish that that's also a thing. But what they're kind of has. Other the regular werewolves.
Also, let me know if you guys can hear Ryan. I don't know if you need a request like that. Ryan, did you see if you're audible? I can't pull up the
Finish.
Impossible.
Flimsy.
And I'm sorry again, you guys, that I've been stuck on like one fight.
Believe in
Essentially
victory.
for a good bit.
Battle one, engage.
Hardest difficulty final boss. Zone that has a range advantage. Without the cooking. Speaking of cooking, I feel like I'm like actually scared.
Do it our best.
Great. Down.
Ah.
I can't believe this.
Okay. So Ryan went in to see if he could be heard on the stream. So I guess we'll know soon enough whether or not you guys can
Battle
hear
two,
Ryan.
engage.
Maybe not.
Oh, you're not. You can always jump backwards.
It's kind of. But the video game is like wound up to
Oh, the games last? Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I can fix that.
Like, you know, like, I don't know if I can
Okay. So I just set myself, not myself, I set the game volume to be like a little bit lower. Can you test to see if you can hear yourself? Well, first say something. Give me it with like a test audio. Wait, Ryan, did you go check if hopefully actually like said something with the changed audio? You have to say something with the changed audio first, Ryan, and then test it. You can't test it without having said anything on the lower audio track.
Flimsy.
That's what you get.
I guess we're about to find out when Ryan pops back in.
Believe in victory. Battle one, engage.
I mean, isn't this like what people like and also just like
Well, keep in mind that the broad... Also, how would headphones just... What? I don't think that would be helpful. You would have to have, like, the stream audio playing, and then you can hear the delay. Yeah.
you can also probably plug in like a speaker yourself, like do an mic check type thing. You're alone. Part of time.
I mean, I would just
Yeah,
pull up the
add
stream.
audio.
But were you able to see if you could... I mean, did you do any audio with the changed master volume to test?
Do it our best.
Yeah, watch him block. He didn't block it.
Down.
Ah!
I can't believe this.
He has this weird force field thing. I don't really understand the rules of his force field.
Battle two,
Okay,
engage.
so I pulled up a second. If I turn my phone all the way up on my computer, I can hear myself talking over the sound.
Okay, so that tells me that the game volume is like too loud.
Not quite. Like, I'm not as loud as you are talking in your room.
Right.
For them to hear me.
I just turned it down like another significant amount.
Like, I don't know what like if they're like full blasting, destroying their ears. I feel like no one wants to. So it's just like this like hidden trap in the higher like sound bands or some bullshit terms that you can listen to even if you're talking.
Ryan's saying that you guys can only hear him if he turns his volume like all the way up, which is interesting. I hope that me turning the master volume down, because now I have it down to like 20, where I think before it was like at like 4. Were you saying that you're not gonna check it? That's fair, because I know you. Oh no, he is checking it. That he said the opposite of what I thought. Ooh, I said nice try right before I got it. We've been going at it for over an hour. I'm still getting rickety roll.
Battle 2, engage.
Okay. Blink it off. We're just gonna hop into it with the fan on. Gotta stay cool. If I go for too long, the maintenance people will return while I'm doing the stream. I'm trying to see if I can do all the stream stuff before.
Yeah, I think I could hear it.
I could turn the master volume to like 10 and see if that like just makes it normal. But one moment before I do that, because I'm trying to see if I can beat this guy. I'm getting a little bit better at beating him.
I mean, who's even listening, right?
I mean, people can always watch posts.
They're not gonna be looking at the screen because they like.
I know, but people can always watch posts and stuff. And I do feel like people want to hear what you're saying. You're like a part of the conversation. And I don't mean that in like a Pepsi kind of way.
Believe in victory.
Part of the what are we conversing about? Tell us, Pepsi. Tell us exactly, specifically in detail, what we're talking about, Pepsi.
Okay.
We're talking about the cold.
The master volume is now at like 10. Maybe they can hear, because I have my laptop volume turned up like all the way, like that. So I think they should be able to hear.
I'm gonna listen.
Is your mic volume like turned up all the way? That could also be the thing. Like if Ryan's mic is just like turned low on his end, it would affect how loud my thing would play. Yeah, I'm like way too low, I think, to actually be able to beat him right now. His force field thing seems so cheap. I don't really know what to do about it. I didn't even know what to do about it when I beat him with Charlotta. I don't understand how it works mechanically, but it seems like that if he does it, he just won't get hit. He just won't get hurt by the thing. Fuck. But it's fine. I know he's like totally beatable even with the force field though.
I think it's fine.
You think it's fine?
You know?
Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm glad that the peeps can now hear. Okay. Got it. So Ryan, now that they can hear you, how's your day today?
My day today?
Yeah, how's your day so far? Did you say it was okay? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if, like, you had said okay, or if you said something that started with cut and you got, like, cut out. Because I didn't hear, like, the O part. I heard, like, the K. One thing that I brought up was... Did you just say O to, like, add in the O part?
No!
But one thing I brought up when you went to go do, like, a sound check was, yikes. Yikes again. Triple, quadruple yikes. I'm fighting too much to be able to talk. It's like the opposite of the problem where I'm talking too much to be able to fight. Oh, was like, how high is your microphone turned up? That was gonna be my question. Because that could be the other thing. If you turn your microphone up, then it would be easier for us to hear you as well. Does your microphone have like a volume slider thing?
I guess I can, yeah, there's a slider. I can turn up the slider. Do I sound slidered up?
You sound louder to me, for sure.
Yeah, I turned it up by like, it's better now. 1%.
I think now, like if you said earlier that the new master volume was better, that like you should just be like totally audible, I would assume, at this point. Master. Primera said, just light is stronger. Just hitting the light button? That sounds counterintuitive. My light is like a kick, and it does not go as far. One of the big issues with the boss is that is that the range difference is like pretty significant. Because I'm like a mid-range fighter, and then this guy is like a long-range fighter who has like force field defenses and stuff. Now are you talking about like a just light attack combo or something? Like getting up to him and then just like spam light or something? I don't know how well that would work either. Let's see. Primera said, hi, top 10 strongest from what? So earlier we were talking about like top 10 strongest supernatural creatures. Except not really. Mainly Rap King was like vampires are number 1. Was essentially what we were talking about, like how strong are vampires. And then
like vampires are number 1 in like Castlevania or something, where they're just like mostly fighting vampires.
Or at the very least, in Castlevania, vampires were like the strongest thing.
They're in real life because they like don't exist.
Did you say vampires?
Like a baby, a vampire, because a baby's like real.
I don't.
What's a vampire gonna do? It's not, because it doesn't exist.
Ideas
Has no
can
effect
be
on the
powerful.
Believe in victory.
I don't know. Have you heard about that book where people, like a lot of people read it early on, and it like made them, or at least it was a factor in them like committing suicide or whatever?
What book?
Look it up. There's like a book where they say that like a lot of people after reading it like committed suicide, and I think certain places like banned the book or whatever.
And literature. So, you know, like I'm reading like Beer Bar and all.
What was the example that you said? I heard like something in Godard. Also, thank you for following Premier. Truly appreciate it. Primera said versus vampires, and he said was a joke. Oh, the like just light is stronger thing. No problem. Oh, were you saying light is stronger than? He's trying to say like sunlight, I guess. That's the weird thing, Ryan. You know how Aiden was trying to say that like if Superman's hurt by red sun radiation, then that means that he should be hurt by just like red light.
Is it the same thing?
Yeah. Why is it that vampires are like sunlight? Sunlight like wrecks me. Like what?
Not like for like involved like candlelight.
Yeah. Like why aren't they? Yeah. I don't know what the distinct difference of being from the sun is.
Yeah, it's like why? Why this? Because some vampires just aren't destroyed by the sun.
That's true.
You know, like in Twilight, all they do is like sparkle weirdly, but they're fine. You know?
I did think that sparkle thing was very odd.
Believe in victory.
Well, it's just like acknowledging that the sun has some kind of effect, but it's not like harmful. If anything, it just makes them more pretty. Like it's like it makes them all beautiful. Like they're all sparkling.
It's like they got body glitter on.
It also exposes them as being vampires.
No, it in the modern day it
That's
doesn't.
like
People can just
cloudy.
wear body glitter.
Right, but it's like not just body glitter. It's like if your skin was made out of like diamonds or something. Like it's not glitter. It's like gemstone refraction level shit. You know.
You could always wear body glitter as a cover, and then if you started like sunlight sparkling or whatever, be like, yeah, that's my body glitter. You're not gonna break your high school code. I'm sure they don't even have a fucking rule against body glitter, because high schoolers just don't normally wear it. So I think they could get away with it. Plus, they're like a rich family. They could be like, I paid off the PTO.
In high school, like I don't think you should get away. Like that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense that they're like laying low in high school anyways.
The place they live is like described in the book. It's like 90% cloudy. There's just like not all the direct sunlight to get far along.
They have.
But yeah, it's kind of like the light thing is like so the light that does come through the cloud that should also make them sparkle. Like even through like cloudy weather, there's still like light. Like just around, like in the daytime, you can still see stuff. Like the clouds aren't that like thick or something, you know.
Primera was talking about sexy vampires.
Like enough light, be able to walk around and see.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
So like even if it's like a rainy day or something, like the rainiest of days in the daytime, like a vampire should still be getting like burned or something from like the solar light. Because that's still coming. Like it's like the difference between daytime when it's like cloudy and rainy versus like nighttime where it's just like actually like pitch dark. That's like the sunlight. Or even like a full moon or something. Like when it's daytime and it's raining, it's still way more light out than like a full moon level of like light. Or it's still like when it's dark, when it's all like kind of like lit up dark. You know, like a flashlight in a dark room versus like the lights are on. Or like water coming through, like light coming through like a kind of like the edges of like a blinds on a window or something. You know, like there's no light. A lot of times you can just see stuff. You know? But it's just like an image, it's just kind of dim. But you can still see. So yeah, it's the same sort of thing applies to vampires. It's just like the sunlight is just like way more prevalent than like I guess people are pretending or something. Or like the same with like the solar radiation or light or whatever from like Superman. So yeah, like anything else that can like if Superman's vulnerable to like artificial red sun lamps and not just like red sunlight from red suns, but like the lamps as well, then he should be powered also by like yellow sunlight, you know?
Right.
Because it should operate on the same. And he shouldn't need to go into space. He can just open up a light bulb or something.
I mean, I agree, because we do see him do the, like, deadass red lamp is good enough to, like, neutralize my powers. So I think your logic stands. He's stronger under a blue sun. You think he would have a suit that has, like, blue lights in it or whatever, and just go off.
Yeah, or, like, just have, like, the Fortress of Solitude is just, like, the regular lighting is just, like, blue light. Like, I could put blue light bulbs or something in everywhere.
It already kind of looks like it is.
The Fortress, like, being powered up way more than one. You know?
I like the concept of him having, like, home base amps. I don't think I've ever heard of that before, but that would be neat.
Yeah, or, like, you know, like, you can just... Or you can just have, like, the robots. Like, his robot, like, Superman robot, like, they can bring, like, blue lights or something, like blue light, like, either a small little, like, pod thing, or they can just bring, like, the blue light bulbs, with, like, batteries, and just, like, poop it if he needs it, like, on Earth. Like, he's in Metropolis. He's like, yo, I'm calling in, bring me the blue. And then they just drop in some blue. And then he gets, like, recovered. You know? Like, that's what he needs. Find, like, Doomsday. Like, they don't need to be fighting. I mean, they could help. You know, like, all those robots might help fight Doomsday. But, like, they could also just have, like, and we're shining, like, blue lights on him from a distance to, like, help him recover or power up or, like, you know, maintain charge, like, while fighting.
Oh my god.
Because it's like light. You could, like, shoot that to him from a distance away. Like, they could have, like, a space satellite. They could just beam energy, just light, like just like a flashlight, spotlight on him, just wherever he moves around, they just spotlight just stays on him. It's like blue or yellow or whatever, and it just like continuously powers him up.
There's a solar weapon that the Avengers use against the Hulk.
In orbit, like over Metropolis or something, and just whenever he's in Metropolis, he's just getting recharged. You know, like just like the home base. Like if you can home base and the Fortress slot, you can do a similar enough, like, halfway measure, just for, like, something like Metropolis. Like, if we know we're gonna be here, you can just put some maintenance filter. Like,
remember
it shouldn't be that hard.
in All-Star Superman when the Kryptonians went to Metropolis, and for some reason they were, like, changing the architecture? Superman could probably get away with a similar thing for, like, his amps or whatever.
Just, like, I've built a designated Superman recharge spot. Like, all the villains could probably just go blow it up and you can just rebuild it or something. Like, it's just like
just make it out of
like,
Supermanium or something.
You know how they have, like, a Superman, like, memorial or something?
Yeah.
Like, in that same kind of space or something, you just have I put a bunch of blue lights here, and this is where I go to recharge. Casually or something. I mean, I guess someone could go and movie track, but, like, you know, you could just have something that, like, heals him or something. Or he doesn't even have to do it, like, openly. He could just have, like, a secret little Batcave thing in Metropolis somewhere. I'm sure you could hide it. Or just have a place that's, like, an ally. You know, like, one of these, like, little... You know how, like, Arrow and this stuff, they have these little, like, little armories and stuff? Superman could have just, like, solar battery pods just kind of hidden or, you know, in places around Metropolis or even just around the world. Like, Batman has little auxiliary Batcaves. Superman doesn't even need that. He just needs, like, a pod, like one of those solar pods that they had in, like in Young Justice and the Fort. Like, just have some of those and put those around. And he can just hop in it. Like, you know, and then just recharge wherever.
Where is the Hall of Justice, by the way?
It's one of the Washington, D.C.
Why?
Or someplace like that. Why not? Like, where else are you gonna put it?
It feels like a very, where do we put it, where Wonder Woman lives kind of thing. Like, because everybody normally has their, like, spot where they're at. And if I'm not mistaken, Wonder Woman's spot is DC. And they're like, I guess it's just where Wonder Woman is the most convenient place for her to go. I guess.
Well, I mean, you can just have it independent of Wonder Woman's thing. You know, it's just in DC because it's in DC. Where do you put stuff? Like, where would the U.S. government want the Hall of Justice?
Yeah, but the Hall of Justice isn't government affiliated. It's just the League's base or whatever.
Is it where?
There's a.
I mean, look, they're like rebuilding it. So, like, they can put it wherever they want now. Like, it got blown up and stuff. Like, if you wanted to change locations, now would be the time.
In the comics, they decided to put the Hall of Justice where the god of superheroes, like, first landed on Earth or whatever. Like, there's, like, a reason in, like, modern comics why it is where it is. I'm trying to think. In Dial H for Heroes' original run, the boy, Robbie Reed, is from a small town that he describes as being kind of like in the middle of all of the bigger superhero towns that you hear about in like the other comics. So he's like, where I am, nothing happens. Everything's always on the outskirts and we don't have any heroes. But of course, once he becomes a hero, villains start showing up where he's at. But that sounds like the best place to have, like, the Hall of Justice.
Justice and Young Justice is on Justice Island, which is opposite of the United Nations headquarters in New York City.
So in Young Justice, it's now in New York.
The old one was in DC. The new one is by the UN building in New York City. Like, is that better?
I don't.
It's in New York.
I don't even know why they picked the sites they picked.
Political reasons.
They sound political. Like when you make it next to the UN building or you make it like right in DC, it feels political.
Yeah, like DC is more of a, you know, like JSA type, like we're of America, so we're in the capital. And then like, you know, now it's like we're doing a more international, you know, United Nations posturing type thing. So we'll put it next to the UN building.
The last time they had a JLA book, if I remember correctly, it was like the U.S. government is straight up like heading up a team, but it's for the purpose of if the Justice League gets out of line, we have our own Justice League to like beat them up.
It sounds like somebody like you see, it's like the U.S. like kind of does like a maybe not control, but like sort of like a patronage thing. Like, well, yeah, we have a spot because a lot of times they're like, yo, you like save the country or something, you know, like they're like getting awards from like the president or whoever. You know, it's like that kind of stuff. Where it's like you just give them a spot as like thank you or something. Like think of like that like Cold War 1950 movie, you know, that we watched the other day. Like, you know, like the U.S. government and army is like they're all over with these heroes and like sort of a lot of it, right? So like they could work in some sort of like cooperation or like an agreement. You know, not just like control, but like they could operate under some sort of like sanction. You know, kind of like the Young Justice have like a UN charter or something. Yeah, they have something charter with like the government, so that they're in the Catholic. You know. Like it makes sense. It's like a JLA type. If they're affiliated with the government or something. And if they're not, like they're secret, they're going rogue or something, you know, they can do whatever they want. I guess.
There's a Super Friends episode that I want to watch with you at some point, right? There's an episode where there's like a rock that's introduced that I don't think was introduced in any previous episode, but they act like they all know about it. And it's essentially a specific material that's kryptonite for the whole Justice League. So like if Batman's around this shit, he'd be like, oh no. And it's specifically like, if you're a Justice League member, it hurts you, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it hits you on the category, right? you have to quit the league. Like, if Batman's like, I'm not in the league anymore. Here's my resignation. Then he's unaffected.
So that was actually used in an Amazo story arc in the comics, where Amazo, I think, was programmed to like defeat the League and then maybe like self-destruct or something. Like they were afraid of what would happen if Amazo was like left unchecked after the League died. So I think it was some shit where Superman like gets rid of the Justice League. He's like, I abolished the whole team. And then I think Amazo just like blows up or some shit like that.
Right, it's just like how you rules lawyer it. It's like, if you're going based on this specific wording here, then you can just exploit the wording of the legal programming or some shit, you know? Like, if you're like, kill everyone in the league, where you're like, well, we got rid of the league, so you can't kill anyone now.
Right. He might not have blown up. Maybe he left or something.
Your wording, I guess. Or don't. You know, but like if you do and they find out, then they can just do that kind of shit. Or you just don't do that, and you just don't specify like a very specifically like worded weakness. You know, like the Amazo bot in like Young Justice is just, it's a robot, and it dropped in and started kicking everyone's ass because it's like copying the powers and stuff. It doesn't have like a, and we can just say, blow up, why don't ya? And it does. Like, it doesn't have some weird obvious, like, we just talked to a weakness. We just have to, like, beat its ass.
Well,
or it's instant when it's ending its phasing, and then it blows up.
How does Amazo's power absorption work in Young Justice? Is it just like proximity based?
It's kind of like the Amazo, I guess, in like Justice League. It just kind of like scans you, and then it can essentially replicate your powers.
Is there any like time limit on it? Like, how does the Young Justice one operate?
Not, but like it's not that, like it would just say what the powers are gonna be is the kind of weakness that they add, and it only kind of copies like one power at a time.
Oh, he's like.
So that's what it was doing. They got it, well, like, it was switching, like, oh, I'm, like, becoming intangible with, like, Martian Manhunter before. Now I'm gonna switch to, like, punch you with Superman. But, like, it turned off intangibility, and then they were able to just fuck it up when it became tangible. Like, in those seconds. But I like how some of that intangibility shit just works or doesn't work or shouldn't work really, but you know, like it just kind of does. Yeah. Like if it just didn't say anything, we didn't know it was turning it off, or you know, that would probably just weaken the thing because you wouldn't know what it's switching to. You wouldn't know when it's switching off, so we could just be guessing, and then it would be way harder to fight. So they'd probably just lose at that point. Like the Justice League were struggling to defeat it for hours before. And they still didn't defeat it, like they just took it apart into pieces and it was able to be put back together and just, you know, continue on wrecking act.
I could not do that attack.
But I guess they like didn't start, they wanted to like study it or something.
Believe in victory. Battle.
That's interesting. Like the idea of one. Maybe it's evidence, I guess. Create counter. Did they make any of those? Like, did they actually construct?
Like the technology, like you could make your own. Like you can just like learn. Like the more knowing is half the battle type shit. Especially in Young Justice, you know. So you know, you just send it to Star Labs to study. The class, everything to Star Labs to study.
I'm trying to figure out if I should still keep trying to power through with this. I know I can beat
Well,
it.
like other amazing ways and other sort of similar kind of like adaptoid you know, weapons, robots and stuff will just have multiple people's powers at once. Like, if I stand the whole team, I can start throwing out, like, different powers, like, combined, like, amalgam type shit, and I can just kick all your asses together at the same time.
I've learned that the Adaptoid in Marvel...
It's like flash speed, but with, like, Hawkwoman's mace, so I can just actually, you know, super kill you. Like, if you thought you barely survived because she's hitting you and she's not just killing you with the mace for some reason, I can just hit you with, like, flash speed, Superman strength, and the mace. And now you're just triple dead.
The Adaptoid in Marvel seems to be used a lot more sparingly than Amazo in DC. I found it kind of, like, surprising how few appearances I'll see of the Adaptoid.
I mean, Amazo only had, like, 2 in, like, Justice League animated stuff, and, like, really 1, or, I guess maybe 2, in, like, Young Justice. Like, it wasn't used a lot there.
I know, but how many times have you seen Adaptoid in anything?
It was featured prominently in that Avengers cartoon. The new Mitch one. Like, it was like, I think it has like an episode, right? But then like MODOK stole it, and MODOK just was like using it a lot for like the whole season. Like kind of like MODOK was just using, I think MODOK put himself into it, so like he's Adaptoid now. He's just like attacking them a bunch with this like MODOK Adaptoid.
Am I missing out on a bunch of, like, Adaptoid-based episodes of that show that I didn't know existed? I knew that he was, like, in it and that he had an episode. Does he just keep being in it? Well, keep in mind, I didn't do, like, a lot of, I'm just gonna sit down and watch Avengers Assemble. It was more like, I want to see all the episodes that have Squadron Supreme. I remember doing that. And, like, watching, like, a bunch of those.
In it a lot. It was Adaptoid.
I'd be down this.
Figure that out. Because he's like Adaptoiding like the worst hammer and Cap shield and Falcon's wings, who's just flying around punching people in the dick.
He keeps beating me up. I gotta see what I can do.
Believe in victory. Battle.
Ryan, who would you say is like the ultimate Justice League villain? I had a talk like this with Black David, and it was interesting. Because he listed 3 people that he thought were, like, the Justice League villains. And I think he kind of went back on one of them.
I mean, because, like, some of them are just, like, Superman villains. You know, like, Darkseid is probably a Justice League villain. You know, like, War and stuff, where it's like the whole league is fighting Darkseid. You know? Some Superman stories will be like, yeah, like, the animated series. Superman's fighting Darkseid. But then Darkseid just shows up in, like, a Justice League thing. Now they're all fighting Darkseid. Like, he's capable of being a big threat to the whole team or just Superman. You know? Like, a lot of these movies and stuff, it's just Darkseid's just in the middle of the movie. And, you know, there's a whole bunch, like, especially when Darkseid has, like, all these, like, other mediums and shit. Like, he can just command, like, Furies and, like, his son and all these other guys, Steppenwolf, to like fight, you know, other members of the league while Superman are punching each other in the dick. You know, that kind of, well, he has whole armies and shit. They can even deploy if he really wants to. They can like fight, you know, with all the characters and all that. You know, if there's just a lot Darkseid can do on his own, or just with all his resources that he has, they can be a big threat to like the league itself or something. You know, there's other like groups and factions that are like prominent. You know, like
Nerd Tanker said,
or, like,
"Hey Jet, why don't you play Fortnite just
like
one?"
that whole like Beast and
I'm not super into
JLU is
Fortnite
like
personally.
Cadmus is like a villain.
I
It's
might
like an
try
organization
Fortnite
or like
again
a group.
because they keep adding characters that are interesting. You're saying that Cadmus
It's
would
not
be a
like
better
a-
ultimate villain?
No, I'm just listing some prominent villains for consideration.
For consider, who would you say are your top 3 though?
A villain in like ALU season, but it's not like one guy, you know.
Who's
It's
your
like
favorite
an
Fortnite
organization.
skin in your team? And you're right that Cadmus is more than like a single entity. That being said, Waller a lot of times is made to be like, I'm the boogeyman who's like controlling a lot of these organizations.
Right.
Like,
But then other villains that usually like just they're like especially when they group up together, right? Like when the Justice League is formed or something. A lot of like the singular like, you know, I used to just fight like Wonder Woman, like on Cheetah or something, but now I'm like joining the group. Usually like an enemy group will be formed, like a villain, like a society or a Legion of Doom or something. But then it's like it's not even one of them. It's just a group of enemies together fighting your group of heroes. So like, is it just like one? Because you have like one, like some villains like maybe like Brainiac or someone. You know, he used to just fight Superman, but now that Superman's hanging out with the League, I guess Brainiac, to get to Superman, has to go through the rest of the League as well. You know, so like if he's attacking Superman, he's also attacking the League because he's like attacking like the Watchtower or a Hall of Justice or something, right? But Superman's just with his friends all the time, so his friends are also gonna end up being in the fight. Like that's why a lot of the solo kind of rogues gallery villains just end up being team villains, or either forming teams or end up becoming villains of the whole team now, you know?
that's true.
Or they kind of just show up for the first time as like a team villain because, you know, that it's like to fight the team. You know, now that we formed the team, we need like a team villain. So that's when you get like, you guys like Hang the Conqueror or someone in like Morpor. It's like, I kind of just only show up maybe once there's like an Avengers for me to fight. You know, like, kind of, I don't know.
I actually
but
don't
something
know.
like that.
Yeah, either like if he started as an Avengers villain, or if he was like a Fantastic Four villain or something.
Dr. Doom, we're like, yeah, I could fight the Fantastic Four or the Avengers, whoever, you know, I could just beat their ass if I want to.
There's a lot of villain praise for Dr. Doom. I think he might be the ultimate just like Marvel villain in general, Dr. Doom.
Right. Right.
Does DC have anything like that?
Marvel version of this kind of question.
Would you think that Darkseid is like the ultimate Justice League villain? Or do you think he fits too much into a, well, Superman could just fight him kind of thing? Because I kind of disagree. If Darkseid was like, I'm throwing everything I got at you, it doesn't seem like Superman can regularly just scrap with that. Like with
And I love just the stories where he does and he like bodies Superman. Like that, like Justice League, like Darkseid War, he like bodies the whole League, including Superman. You know, at least in his first attack. And that kind of thing. Like if he really goes all out, like if he's able to like build his strength for long enough, he could probably. You know, like the thing about like the hero team thing is usually there's a lot of like different like comings and goings of like, you know, the fights of the week or like different episodes of where yeah, it's like we go and we like either help or fight like one of our members like Rogues Gallery, or it's like a team of all of the Rogues Gallery members, like one, like a villain for each hero like forms a squad. They like all team up to take down the hero, so it's like something like that, or like kind of more generic. Like you'll have an organization like Hydra. Hydra can be like a Marvel, you know, villain. It can be like a common enemy of like the Avengers, but it's not like one guy. It's like all these different factions and members and people in Hydra. You know, different Hydra leaders, like Red Skull, you know, other people, you know, blah blah blah. Because that's the thing about like these kind of very common teams like the Avengers or the Justice League. They just have a lot of different enemies that you can choose from. Because it's a team, you can choose from like, you know, hero member things, or you can just do enemy organizations, or you can have just like one of the really big bads, like a Darkseid or a Brainiac of like one of the members that can like, you know, just fuck them up or time, you know.
I think the organizations make themselves like inapplicable for the ultimate villain question, because a lot of times they become flawed. Like Hydra is formidable, but Hydra's agents and shit are just grunts that you beat up. You know what I mean?
Right, but like, it's like what makes one like an ultimate villain? Is it like the armies you have to command? Is it like your individual, I can punch you in the face really hard? You know? Is it that I'm just like so far above you, I usually don't even fight? Like some like Galactus level threat, you know? Where it's just like, he's not even here all the time, like casually on Earth, but when he does, it's like a big deal or something.
Galactus is like an interesting...
You can have people that like, they fight like a few times, or they fight all the time. And it's like, what do you mean by ultimate? Is it like most common, you know, serial enemy, or is it like the worst threat they constantly face? Like, it's just like ultimate villain is kind of a vague question. I mean, like what category, like what criteria do you have for ultimate villain?
Like how are we
like, establish a criteria that you can sort of debate who's the top or something.
What do you think would be like good criteria for ultimate villain?
I mean, the thing about like Doom, kind of like Darkseid or something, is like he has like all these robot armies and resources and stuff, and he's just personally like super smart and has like armor technology that can like beat everyone's ass or something. Like there was that one killer garbage video about Dr. Doom and his appearances in First Night's Heroes, where he's kind of like this detached villain. He's not even like really fighting them, you know, because the whole point is like he doesn't need to, you know, like he's just above their level, so he doesn't even fight them, you know. He's just doing his own thing. That kind of stuff. So like, you know, there's like it's kind of like the attitude of like superiority. That's like, and in the show, he's just kind of like justified. It's like it's just true. He just is above them in what he's doing or what, kinda. Whereas like some of these other heroes are just kind of like doing like some petty grudge shit all the time. Like I'm Darkseid, I'm gonna fight Superman just because Superman keeps pissing me off or something. But like the Young Justice Darkseid isn't like that, right? He's like puppet master in the shadows, kind of. I'm gonna just do all these schemes and building power and armies and stuff, but like, he hasn't like dropped in to scrap with like the league, because he has people for that. Like he doesn't need to. You know? Like he could, but like I don't know, because you know that would like maybe like break Darkseid, like, you know, because part of the Darkseid too is he's also got like new Genesis trees and stuff where he kind of maybe shouldn't just drop in and start punching Superman around. And usually, like Superman or the League or Earth or somebody will like create an alliance with the Genesis, or he like doesn't want to go like having like a two-front war of like the League and the new Genesis fighting like both of them at the same time.
I mean, that's what
that's how
happened
like
in Young Justice.
Like ECAU has like Young Justice, where they're making like a team up between like that and the Green Lanterns. So now it's like a whole like kind of like multi-faction alliance just to counter like Darkseid.
Believe in victory.
That kind of thing.
Battle 1. Engage.
Yes. Yeah, it's just because like some of the best villains are usually the ones that are just like leaders of these like empires or countries or something that can marshal armies and resources, and not even just to fight them, but just to like keep them occupied. Like in Young Justice, Darkseid has like a whole like space war that he's waging with like parademons, and like the League is stretched thin like all over the galaxy, like Wonder Woman, and then like flying around trying to defend places from parademons. Just because he can, you know, he's just doing it. He has the resources to just have a bunch of them off-world, and to do shenanigans off-world, and all over the place. Like, he's like sending like the Zod kid on these like special ops missions to fuck around and stuff. Like he can just, because he has all these resources and like has a big like fortress planet of like apocalypse where you don't want to just casually roll in on him because he could like turn the tables on you, kind of like what he did in that Dark Apocalypse story. So like you can kind of like build up resources and like have a whole bunch of smaller operations going on. Busy, you know, it's like a whole Cold War type thing. So he can have all these like different agents and spies and stuff messing around with you. You know, it's the same thing that like kind of the Light and but like Lex Luthor does the same sort of thing where it's like I don't have to like actually fight you. I just have to have all these schemes to keep you busy away from my other bigger schemes.
Now,
you know?
Black David's argument was that Vandal Savage was like the #1 ultimate enemy. And I brought up a similar thing to what you just said. Like, Lex Luthor does a very similar thing. But he was like, if you...
They're all allied. Like,
right.
Like, Vandal Savage and Lex are in the Light. And that's like, you know, kind of has an alliance with Darkseid. So like, all three of them are like on the same side, all helping the schemes. So it's like an even bigger, more dangerous force.
Real quick, Ryan. Hey guys, I'm gonna end the stream for now. My goal was to try and go through all of arcade mode on Nightmare difficulty, but I've been just kind of banging against this wall on this boss. I want to, for one, use the restroom. 2, like order a milkshake and stuff. And 3, I'm still waiting on like a maintenance guy to come by to like finish up a few things inside my apartment. So I was kind of going to have to end the stream anyways once they show up. So I'm just going to end the stream for now, because I think I need to take a little bit of a break before I try to like tackle this boss. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ring notification bell to be notified of these videos. Feel free to hit that super thanks button if you want to donate, or donate to the Cash App that's in the title above. And if you want to hang out some more, feel free to hop onto the Discord link in the title. Speaking of which, I'm still in this Discord chat. I'm not jumping out of the chat, I'm just in the stream. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is your friend, your boy, JetBlack, one only, here with Ryan out here not saying anything for some reason. Ryan, logging out. Peace, guys. Check it about.